guys, it's Adam from LUCIDPIXUL, and today I'm very excited to bring you a look at the God of War Laufey game reveal trailer from the perspective of a professional artist who's worked in film and gaming as a director and as a concept artist for 25 years, just to show some love and appreciation for this beautiful production. I'm going to be doing this for Fable as well soon because that looks absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to be doing that later. And note that I'm going to be pausing the video intermittently to share my thoughts and feelings on different parts of the production. Not just illustration, but everything that I can give my little 2 cents on. Sound good? So let's jump into it. Right away, we're being introduced to the sound of doves before we even see anything visual. And that to me is probably a detail decided on by the audio designer to introduce love into the story, because doves are an animal that's very symbolically linked with love. So they're introducing a little bit of a love story into this introduction as well, which is a very beautiful touch. The singer you're listening to right now is the Swedish, I think she's a Swedish singer, Eivor. And I was wondering why they picked her specifically for the God of Wars, and why that's so appropriate for this story. Well, for starters, it's the Norse mythology, but she also has this warm, haunting, mature voice as well, doesn't she? It brings this weight, it brings this emotional heaviness into the story, this depth, this melancholy, this experience. And that to me complements it synergizes very nicely with the character of Laufey, the main character, the mother who passes, who we're going to be introduced to in just a moment. So I can see how that puts us into this mindset of a powerful feminine figure. She really captures that nicely. We're introduced with Kratos. Now we're playing the wife, the wife who's being cremated right now in this scene. Kratos serves as a send-off to her. Pay attention to the use of color, the purples, the magentas, beautiful colors. You're going to see how symbolically, not just aesthetically, how symbolically this is going to come to mean something as she passes. I love how beautifully they do this, how they transition from the world of the living to the world of the dead through her embers that float up into the sky, and you're going to see them transform magically into her form as she materializes in the afterlife. Such beautiful symbolism. It's hard not to get emotional watching this. Right away, remember I was talking about the symbolism of color. One of my favorite directors, Guillermo del Toro, also uses color very symbolically. You can see breakdowns of his movie Frankenstein, for instance. Colors aren't just there for aesthetic purposes, but they're also there to set an emotional expectation. And the artist has to set that. In this particular case, we're being introduced to Laufey through golds, the color gold. And so you're going to see how this is going to manifest as we move forward. We're being introduced, again, sound design, beautifully done, through to her breath. Where you're going to see how her breath is going to play a very important role. We're being introduced to her sound. Because I don't believe, I can't remember in the original God of War, if we hear her speak. Because I think we start off, she's already passed at this point. So this is a gentle introduction to her voice, which is really beautifully done. Gold. And look at this beautiful use of color. There's a lot of color, and this color is going to come to symbolize something, and as it changes, as the landscape changes, you're going to see how we're going to be referencing this and how this is going to transform as the story progresses. I want to take a moment to show some deep respect and admiration for the design of Laufey, who is not loosely, quite strongly designed to resemble the actor and voice actor of Laufey, Deborah Ann Woll, who you might know from Daredevil and True Blood. But what I noticed they've done here, Deborah Ann Woll, if I'm not mistaken, is around 41 years old at the time of the recording. I looked it up. And Laufey appears to be a little bit older, but you're going to see how Deborah uses her incredible acting skills, not only through her physicality, but through how she can convey maturity through her movement and through her voice. Very powerfully done.
Where am I?
I can't stress this enough. Listen to the weight of Laufey's voice. There's a weight. And that weight is going to translate into her movement. Because one of the things I had to look up, because I was so impressed by this, was how Laufey moves. Her walk, her stance, her grace, the way she engages. Watch how she runs, how her feet hit the ground when she's moving, when she fights. You feel the weight in every single movement. This can only be accomplished by an actor who, in my opinion, doesn't just have incredible physical skills, because Deborah Ann Woll isn't only a stunt double, she does a lot of stunt work, but she also has a dance background, which she's been known to integrate into her movement. Pay attention to how Laufey engages every muscle on her body for movement. There's no weak, sloppy parts of the body. Every single muscle in her entire body is engaged, and her core, her center is very low, and the voice is low. So all that energy has to get pulled low. I can't go on enough about how well they've done this. Now, why do we have a little silly creature introduce themselves to Laufey at the very beginning? Because God of War has always been really good at balancing weight and intensity, which God of War can get very intense, very violent, very physical, with levity, the blacksmiths, or little sillinesses. And this is bringing a little bit of levity into the afterlife, because we've just witnessed somebody's passing. So it's showing a little bit of silliness in the afterlife, which makes it less difficult and can kind of open us up emotionally for what we're going to have moving forward. He's also, by the way, introducing a lot more red into the story. Pay attention to that.
You know where I am?
Again, watch how she walks. Watch her stance. Watch her hips and her shoulders. You can feel all of that engagement in her body. That's a dancer in action right there.
Okay. Burned clothes. The pyre. It happened. They're starting on the path. It's just... I didn't get to say goodbye.
Double jump. Kathleen McGovern was the key animator for Laufey as well. And you can see one of the things you might not really give much thought until somebody points it out, that's why I'm here, is the wonderful collaboration between Deborah and Kathleen. Deborah, the actor, the motion capture actor, Kathleen, the animator, who captures that and knows how to synergize nicely with that into movements that, of course, an actor can't do. She can't... Deborah can't double jump and do a spin in midair that defies gravity. But she did so in a way that was so graceful and fit so perfectly. Like, Kathleen obviously recognized Deborah's body and played off of that really, really beautifully. And I actually looked up to find out where Kathleen's, what her animation background was, because she's really, really good. I was very pleased to see that she didn't only have a BFA in the school, in the University of Central Florida, in character animation, but she studied at Animation Mentor, which is an online school. And Animation Mentor only came to be, I don't know, not that long ago. And it's amazing to see that some very high tier animators are a product of that school. So if you're ever interested, Animation Mentor is a very, very good school for animators, and it's obviously leading to some wonderful results here.
This definitely isn't the light of Alfheim.
Pay attention to what happened here. There's this kind of like fox type of creature, like a sculpture face. And as you're walking through, you might not notice it, but the water is coming, it's going up out of this mouth. It's kind of like an anti-gravity type of thing. And that movement also leads our eye to the wall that Laufey ends up witnessing in the background, this kind of cubic wall coming out the side. So there's this movement to help direct your eye moving upwards. And by moving upwards, it creates the sense of grandeur. Think of why churches put crucifixes on the top of churches or temples. It's to lead your eye up to create the sense of power. Very well done. Notice the use of pink in that flower right over his head. Okay. You're already in this familiar world of magenta and purples, but things are about to turn. Okay, notice her spell effect is gold. Her hair, her dress is gold. So we're associating this color with Laufey. Now she's kind of realizing, holy shit, what did I just do? So that power is also coming out as a gold, because we know we're now learning to associate that color with her. Okay, I'm going to stop for a moment. Tempo. This is an animation thing, but it's also a dance thing. This is why I feel this production really synergizes so many different arts together. In dance and in animation, we have a thing called tempo. And within that tempo, we have what's called slowing in or slowing out. As a movement speeds up and when it slows down. So under normal circumstances, when I'm moving something, I don't just move it robotically like this. There's a slowing out and slowing in, basically. So speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down, and that's what creates a smoothness. But the dancer comes in here, both from an animation perspective, Kathleen, and a dancer perspective, Deborah, where you exaggerate that. So there's a more of a fast, sharp whipping action between two keys. And that adds a lot of dynamic. Salsa dancers do this very, very frequently. I've been dancing salsa for many years. And when you're dancing salsa, when you're first doing it, you're going quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. But as you start to become more professional, it's become quick, quick, slow. And that movement kind of, whoo, it's almost as if somebody sucked the air out of you and whoo, everything goes into slow motion for a split second. So there's this contrast between fast and slow movement because it's much more dynamic. When she does her movement, it goes poof, and it kind of has this slow out. Another beautiful use is this in the movie 300, when the Spartans go into battle and they have that kind of choreography with and he hits the shield, and all of a sudden it's this super fast whipped movement followed by this slow motion. It's so beautifully done. Let's watch it again.
Oh, come on. Shouldn't have been that difficult.
Can I mention something else? I hope you're not getting annoyed with all my pausing. There's just so much going on here. I'm really excited in 2026 and moving forward that we're seeing more and more and more very impressive, convincing female heroines, main characters being females. A really good example would be that we're now playing Ciri in The Witcher, and what a beautiful job they did with her. We haven't had that many female heroes apart from like Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn or Nier Automata. But we're getting really serious female roles in here, and they're really pulling it off nicely. So I like this trend.
Yeah, armor. Good idea.
I want to take a moment to pay homage to some beautiful sound design as she's taking off this armor. Listen to the sound. Listen to her sting, put the sword into the ground, and all the little sounds of the armor as she's starting to undo the metal clasps and the leather clasps. I have it written down here: Nike, Niederquell. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. And directed by Shannon Potter. They're the sound designers, the primary sound designers for this. Beautifully done. There's so much ambience. There's so many layers of sound going on here. Let's enjoy that one more time. It's not just her removing armor. It's her removing armor with bits of dust and pebbles on it. Here's the done.
Now, how about a way out?
Again, pay attention to how well she's moving with a sword, how comfortable she is holding a sword, how she grips it with her hand, and the way she holds that weight in her hand, and how she's going to be sword fighting after. It's incredible.
Guess I'll find my own way from here. That mask.
Notice how the palette is starting to change. We're still getting, there's this kind of gentle transition. We're starting to move away from the pinks and purples. And now we're moving into more of a murky green because things are about to transition, but not suddenly. Not too suddenly, at least.
No, it can't be. It's not possible. If there's another mask, their path isn't safe. I have to find a way back.
Contrast is getting stronger, and notice her now being contrasted by this bright background. She's being put more into the dark, and the music, there's that kind of that groan coming in. So now we're being emotionally prepared that things are about to change. Notice we just got that wall of red. So now we're being introduced to a more aggressive fire colors. So this red in this particular context is being used to, we're associating red with aggression. Notice as well that the entire palette just got very, very monochromatic, and we're getting tiny little hints of these pinks and purples. Pay attention to how we feel when we see those pinks and purples.
That creature. Hey! Kid.
That guy went, hey, 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 and he came in. Notice you were looking at reds and oranges and very ashy gray yellows, and with little hints of the magentas, those bright glowing magentas. We know that within those magenta capsules may be trapped creatures from this beautiful forest. And that guy who came out and said, hey, notice his shirt, what he's wearing is the only color that didn't match the rest of the landscape. That's what you call disharmony. And disharmony is a very powerful tool to make you look at something. If you've got an overall red scheme and somebody jumps in with teal or blue or green, you're going to notice it because it sticks out. And the same applies in the opposite direction. If I'm in a blue environment and all of a sudden I see something with red, my eye's going to catch it because the director is making sure that you look there.
Hey! Kid. Let him go!
Now we get our strongest presentation of red and teal mixed together to help to reinforce it with the fiery hair and the demonic face. Something to note here, if you look at the bad guy, I can't remember what his name is, but this guy over here, the high use of texture. He's very, 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 very textured and detailed. His armor, his skin, the scales. Texture, especially on a large object, really helps to emphasize a sense of grandeur. It's something that Miyazaki talks about, Hidetaka Miyazaki talks a lot about in Souls games. If you want to convey the sense of incredible godly size, he's not the godliest size we've seen, but something that's very, very big and very impressive. The more detail you add to it, the more it kind of gives you this perspective that you're a microscopic creature looking at something massive where you can see every little pore, and that really helps to sell the size of it. Sekhmet, who is the female character right now, notice she's got a cooler tone, a green. And as soon as she walks in and she touches his chest, he calms down. So she's kind of she's the authority. She puts her hand on him and controls his fiery anger, his fiery personality. And you can see what between the two of them, there's a lot of different cultural references. There's Asian references and kind of like the dragon masks, and Egyptian, very clearly an Egyptian inspiration here, is a very, very interesting mix of different visual motifs.
Another mask. This is important to you. I wonder.
I really love the voice acting on her as well, on Sekhmet, who is, I wrote it down here, voiced by Laura Bailey, who played Abby in Last of Us Part 2 and Kate Diaz in Gears of War. So she's got quite the experience. There's this calm, weighty power, authority, dominance aspect to her. And one of the things that I noticed was her smile, her kind of like just showing off teeth type of smile, which reminded me a lot of Wesley Snipes' performance in Blade. Every now and then he'd show off his teeth as a smile and then drop it really, really quickly. It's kind of this, it's a strong smile. It's a smile made with strong muscles in the face that makes me think more of a ferocious ape than a smiling face, than a friendly face. It's got more of a predatory type of side to it.
Do you think this could set you free? You touch me again, and I swear I will kill you.
Would you like to see how hard it is to die here, Godly? I can show you.
You can't keep me here.
The gateway is closed. There is no escape.
You always see the green hand hold him back. She's like, she puts out the fire. I love that.
Resisting the truth will only make this more painful.
Sekhmet.
No, Betsy. I will handle that problem. You deal with our new pet.
One of the things that makes her particularly authoritative and intimidating, Sekhmet, the character Sekhmet, is her calm. Her calm. There's something very She's full of anger, but she kind of cloaks this behind this kind of calm, slow, a little bit more deliberate delivery. She walks, she never rushes anything. And there's this kind of like, it's almost like you can feel she's breathing heavy, just trying to calm herself down because she just wants to tear her apart into 1,000 little pieces. But she's got too much discipline. You can feel like she's there's this suppressive quality to her calm that's very scary. Again, the majestic size of this thing. I love how God of War introduces gods. The world serpent, for instance. Look at the high level of detail. What's really selling his size is the level of detail on his face. Now the palette gets very pink and purple again. We're being introduced to a positive force here.
Okay, I think they're gone.
Just be careful.
Fresh air. Oh, you're different.
You're a cube.
Again, silliness, levity. There's this beautiful balance. If you want to feel the intensity, you got to giggle for a little bit. You got to feel silly for a little bit. It's despite all this beautiful artistry, it introduces things that don't take themselves too seriously. The dwarves played that role through the other God of Wars as well, right? They're joking, they're silly, they're forgetful, they're flustered, they're no touchy, ooh, bacteria, right? It kind of brings the silliness back in.
Talking. You know what? It doesn't matter. How do we get out of here?
Yeah, we've tried. There's no way out.
And you're a talking sword.
I'm not the sword. I'm the ribbons, obviously. And my name is Rue. The cube is Frank.
I'm Faye. There has to be a way out of here.
A way out? But you're not even all here.
Of course I'm not here. I'm dead.
You have to be dead to come through the gateway.
It's like you're holding something back.
This isn't working. Where are we anyway?
Afterlife of the gods? I call it the everyone.
Afterlife of the gods. Great.
So, what's the plan, boss?
Not your boss, Frank. That cask. That's why you're trapped.
Yeah. Wait, you made that big explosion happen, right? Could you do that again?
My magic, it's wrong.
Something you might not be even questioning in this moment is, where's that pink light coming from? There was no pink light bulb behind her. It's to introduce more of that pink into the shot, to make it more magical, to make it more beautiful. We're not even questioning that. We're just going, oh, this is so pretty. But technically that is an unjustified light source. But we don't care.
Here. I feel wrong here.
You want out, right?
I think we all want that.
We definitely do.
Faye, you need to accept it. All of it. You're dead.
How?
I'll add to that. Pay attention to the color pattern through the shot. She's got a pink hair over here, but that's overlapping a teal blue background. So we have teal in the background against the rocks, the pink of her hair, then the orange side of her hair, then back to this magenta pink, to the green, the teal that matches the teal of the background of the rocks in the background, and then the gold. So we're kind of doing this checkerboard pattern of teal and pink. It's very pretty.
How do I accept that?
Simple. Focus. You're here. Be here.
But what if I need to be somewhere else?
Then focus on what you do need.
Find your way home.
Hey, that's it. What were you thinking of?
A promise.
Okay, we'll take it. Now let's get out of here.
Okay. Get ready.
Wait! Not a good idea. Bad idea.
Kratos. Kratos.
Such a lovely partnership between them through the original God of Wars with Kratos. She would always be there to help to remind him, to bring him back, and Kratos is now paying it forward to her on her journey. He's there as a supporting figure to her. A beautiful partnership. Something incredibly subtle just happened. You bet you didn't even notice. You remember I was talking about the pink light that hit her hair before? Watch as we gently transition into a world of danger, fire, destruction. Watch the pink light on the back of her neck. It's going to slowly fade away and disappear until there's nothing but her red hair left. The new palette has now been introduced. Orange and teal.
Rue? I think you should give her the sword.
How do I know I can trust her?
I'll give it back. I promise.
Okay. Take it.
Pay attention to the swordsmanship of Deborah in this. It's pretty spectacular. Sorry, the swordsmanship of Deborah and Kathleen. I don't think that Deborah did a triple vertical spin like that, but you know, we can all dream, can't we? I found out that, by the way, that Deborah's also a big tabletop RPG player, so she's also a nerd, which makes me respect her even more.
You need to get out of here!
Not until I get you out.
I don't need help!
Here we go, coming up behind!
Again, pay attention to the tempo. It's everything here. The tempo of fast and slow, just kind of takes us through this adrenaline rush. It's insane. It's interesting. Her battle style, much more agile than Kratos, reminds me a lot of Ciri, playing Ciri, which is one of the reasons why I love playing Ciri. She was like really fast and snappy.
Got an idea on opening that cage.
Hey, kid! Get ready!
Come on!
No, I got a promise to keep.
Fine, but lady, that sword, it's more than you think it is.
I already told you! I will kill you.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Gotham. Try again!
Faye, focus!
Fire! I will wrench you with.
Now he's on fire and he's red, but notice he's also got a bright light shine. I'm going to backpedal a little bit. He's nowhere near a flame, but he's got this bright light shining on him to enhance the sense of red in the scene, to make him feel more and more intense. I'll backpedal a little bit so you can see it.
Try again!
Faye, focus!
Look at that light. He's not near a flame. You see that? Isn't that cool?
Fire! I will wrench you thread by thread! You don't know what you wield.
What is it?
You're scared of this sword. Why?
I fear nothing! Just give up!
I don't give up!
Sky just opened up. So, boom, into the light. We're introducing more gold into the scene. She's starting to dominate the fight. Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's why we're here. We're here to say wow. That's the whole reason why I did this video in the first place. Bravo. I'm so on board. I am so hyped. This is going to be a hell of a game. Unsurprisingly, the whole team that work on the God of War franchise are just incredible. But my hat's off to everybody involved, the sound designers, the music, the voice acting, the stunts, the mocap, the designers, of course, the illustrators. Bravo. You are incredible. And I'm so emotionally invested in this. You've done such a gorgeous job. I'm going to shut up now because I think this video is long enough, but I hope you enjoyed this fanboy look at the God of War Laufey trailer, and stay tuned because I'm going to be doing the one for Fable next. Sound good? Take care, everybody.